have Katie Petersen here. She is going to take me through an awesome workout, and I'm just going to be her student. I'm just going to absorb everything, and we're going to learn together.
Yeah.
She has so much awesome information to share. So we're going to let Katie guide us through this workout, kind of through the warm-up portion, and then, you know, some teaching stuff. And then we're going to work out together and show you guys what we got, okay? So let's get into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Katie.
All right.
What you got for me today?
So, like we mentioned, we've been nerding out over feet like crazy. So I'm not going to give you the whole splice back on mechanoreceptors, whatever. Super important though, and for those of you that know me, deadlift has always like had my heart in like this weird way. But so we're going to deadlift today, and I know that Teresa is like a body genius in a lot of ways, but maybe doesn't work with barbells and kettlebells as much because
It's been a minute, guys.
Super smart in her body, so I know it's going to work out just fine.
It's been a minute since I've been working a little bit with kettlebells, but even
Yeah.
still, like just this like the idea of getting back to some of the heavier weights, to
Right.
some of those core lifts, like it's been a minute. So
And that's the thing, that's
Let's
where we
see what I
dial
got.
patience in, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
that somebody smart in her body will know how to hold that integrity in her curvature and her angles and her bones. Now we're just going to load it up. So we load it slowly to maintain integrity. So that being said, I'm going to go back to the feet because still need to nerd out about that.
Yes.
But I like to warm up really for any motion with the feet. I want to ground. My energy's caught up in my head. I'm thinking, I'm at work, I'm in whatever story, or who pissed me off, or whatever, who cut me off on the way to work. So I want to bring the energy down. So regardless of whether I'm going to do a press, which by the way, especially with kettlebells, has to do with your feet and squeezing your legs and it's body union. But most people might just think about their shoulder and warming up their shoulder. I still want my feet involved, and it will help your shoulder press. So we won't get into that today because we're deadlifting and we have to do a series anyway. But I want you to put this on, and you're going to put it about mid-shin. And I think pretty much any athlete that's ever had a knee injury has done this. Or a hip injury, or seen a physical therapist because it's
you guys have seen these many hands before.
It's a favorite. But I've done them pretty mechanically, and you know, it opens up medial glute, and that's great, and we already know that. But what I really want her to tap into is this part of her leg. So how can she light up this inner channel that we don't really have support with? Our outer structure gets really strong, and it also starts to, you know, deepen a synapse group, so that's what's gonna fire when I do that movement. And now it's gonna fire harder, 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 harder. So if I don't turn on those motor neurons in different places, I'm losing some of the strength that could actually, I could deadlift, you know, X amount of weight with just my outer structure. What can happen when I turn on more motor neurons? So that's part of the play. So maybe I have a different definition of play than some people, but and then we drink beer. I'm just kidding. So, I mean like after. So she's gonna do a band walk first without the farmer's carry, so we'll add that so you can recognize how the feet feel. But I want her to really find what it feels like in the structure of her legs. So you're gonna bend into that knee and feel the belly of the hamstring. So that's turned on, and now just even before you walk, finding those 3 prongs we talked about in the foot, do a little corkscrewing and feel how the butt widens. Yeah, cool. Now you're gonna look for that feeling when your foot plants. Not just the feeling in the corkscrew of the foot, but what the reaction is. So when you step slow, you're gripping without changing the structure of the leg, and then stepping in.
And it's not changing as I'm picking my foot up.
Yeah, so the knee
That's what's
angle
hard.
will stay the same. And it is harder, because then it's just patience. It's slowing down. It's how am I turning on this musculature?
So we're going left
So
first.
go either way, yeah. And now squeeze into that foot, feel the butt widen, the hip bones kind of pull apart. And then at the same time, you notice she's paying perfect attention to what I asked her to, because she's so smart in her body. She's probably not even thinking about how full her chest is and how really full the back is staying, but you want to. She just knows to. And that's that confident state. The heart's lifted on all sides.
Taking it slow, guys. When you're intentional, like I'm already breaking a sweat just from these movements, just from being intentional. Super important. And I'm feeling what you're talking about. Like the compartment, like how they're just everything's moving when you go. When you
And then stand up for a second, and I'm going to add these weights to her because we are deadlifting today. So I like to kind of integrate what are different things that are going to warm me up for the deadlift. And where I get stuck is never, let me rephrase that. I'll get stuck at the bottom of deadlifts. But we get stuck in the middle. We don't get stuck at the top. So she's going to find somewhere that's a little bit transitional and then take that same walk and feel the foot interaction. And I bet, but I'm not sure, I want you to look for that channel to light up more. So not just the outer thigh, now how does that interact? And it's going to feel easier because she has a little more load. And the beauty of the kettlebell is it loads. It goes straight into the ground. A dumbbell and a barbell are great, they're great tools, but they spread the load. So now this is where you're not going to be able to necessarily lift as heavy, but you're going to unite that whole spiral up the body to probably lift as heavy. I'm just going to, totally take back what I said, because I lift really heavy bells because I can use my whole body.
And it's cool how you said like this makes it easier. Like that's a cool point too.
Like my goal in a lot of ways is to be small and super strong. I don't want to get bigger necessarily, but I want to lift really heavy weights just because I think it's cool.
That's what we do. We pick things up, we put them down.
Yeah.
Make sure we're doing it well.
Good. I feel that spread of the back like you've got dragon wings. Yeah.
That's a good analogy too.
You feel that inner thigh up to the pubic bone?
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Trying to keep my dragon wings too though.
I know, right? And that's a lot of things at once. And it's a simple exercise that I know she's done before. But we're adding all these layers of intention and what you want to turn on and what you're looking for. And we know what we're going to is something bigger and a little more demanding. So everything has purpose. And go ahead and thumb down, just relax for a second. And then let's take a few sets of swings. So we were playing with the swings beforehand, kind of talking about the float of the bell, and I almost jumped off my box earlier when we were talking about, being confident and what that means in the body and taking it out of your workout and going elsewhere in your day. How do you thread that through? How is it a practice? Well, the kettlebell swing is that to me. So I'll just example really quick from the profile, but so much of it then people are learning, they're thinking about the motion, and you have to start there. So you've got to have a good coach coaching you through what mechanically needs to happen. But when you start to know the motion, you can start to do the other things, like how do I open my back up bigger? How do I get broader? You see, I look like a confident animal when I'm at the top of this. And you'll also see people swing, and I'm not going to even example it with the weight, like this. And that looks like a sad animal. So there's that scared or proud and strong and resilient. And you're going to see a lot of swings come up here where they're good swings, but they're not integrity in the back, or they're not honoring the integrity of the back. So there's these things that become lessons from the weight and doing good movement with the weight. And that's where, Teresa warming up like this, where she's on high alert of what her feet are doing and back is doing. She's just threading that into the brain. So now when she stands up with that bell, something's patterned, something's ready for it at least. So I want you to stand up with that bell and look for it. So big power in the back, big inner heel root. And we're looking for that to shoot energy up the inside of the leg versus just, can I get a strong hip extension? I know you can.
Yeah.
Now how much power can I turn on inside that body? Easy at the top. So just like rowing. Good. Eyes up. That's it. And then big open back. It's the dragon wings here too. Yep.
I felt that.
Yeah. And then just relax. So there's that moment of weightlessness. And when the back is big, you can let the grip go a little bit.
Yep.
And I would compare it to an ego thing. We don't need to control, and we can hold ourselves. In your body integrity. And then relax. That looks good. Perfect. Love it.
That's hard to do it right, guys.
It's
they're kettlebell swings that we all do, but to do them well and like
she said
I was like up and down
she
the
looks
whole.
amazing, right? And that's how she feels. It's like that ebb and flow of like, there's better reps, there's worse reps. And it's always going to feel that way. But to you guys, and honestly to me, they all look like good reps. But that's where it's a practice. And you feel like, where do I want to make it better? How do I make it better? And that's the fun of it. And every rep can be different. And you're learning on every rep. And then it's going to transfer over to certain other things you do. Or you're just going to get a better swing. Either way, you're benefiting from it. So I'm going to go from basically ballistic to grind, just to kind of, I don't know, tell the nervous system we don't know exactly how we're going to feel, and we're going to go up and down, and it's nice to kind of do that ebb and flow where it's not so go, 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 go. But, the windmill, I've never seen her do, so I'm going to example really quick. And she's going to do one of my favorite cues for me, which is going to be pushing through my hip. And I have to talk to this because everybody does the windmill in a way that it looks right, but it doesn't feel right. And you're not entering correctly is actually a better way to say it. So before you example me, I want you to push into my hip so you are getting that cue. So what I've done, and actually I'll reset, I'm turning 45 degrees away from the bell. And now I'm picturing going back on the angle of that left heel. And she's gonna push me.
I'm pushing her, guys.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to go down unless I'm pushing through her and rotating. What usually happens is people get about there. So it's just that energy of entry. I'm pushing back through the hip, spiraling up in the ribs, and I'm a proud animal. Chest up, tail up. And then driving through that corkscrew of the feet is my new little obsession. So for a while, windmills were windmills and they're great and I was always good at them. Now they're getting better. And you're gonna play with the foot because I know she understands the foot stuff. If someone was brand new to me, we would just be playing with the ankles. So you're gonna take that overhead. And I'm gonna give you that little push just so I know you're entering right because it can be goofy.
So I'm doing left first?
So you'll do left first, if you're angled that way. And then keep your eyes on the bow. And I want to look for some spaciousness here. And now I'm going to push back to you, and you're going to push into the back left corner of the room, eyes on the bow. Keep pushing. And now use your right arm inside the right leg to open the ribs more.
Put it here?
Inside, And then you're going to push into it. Yeah, now keep lifting your tail, open your chest. Big open chest. Now push into your left heel. And now stand up. Left heel's going to link to the bottom of your, and you feel that corkscrew all the way up, right?
I felt the lat.
And now you're going to face forward. So that's where you're going to end it, is forward. Now I want you to do it.
Turn all the way here and then twist back, start it.
So you know you're going to come back this way.
Oh, for the...
but there is a little untwisting and then going back into it. So there's just a little face forward at the top. But the other thing I want you to do is make sure you keep that leg locked. So do exactly the same thing. I'm going to push into you again. And then I'm going to give you a different cue at the bottom. So just pause when you get there. Big open chest. Feel the under ribs rotate, that dark side of the body. And now pause. And now really corkscrew in this foot. And start to feel how that heel can link all the way up to the bottom of the shoulder. You'll do both.
Okay.
And if So now come up with it. Open your chest. Open. Good. So that bell is our end point. That bell you want to keep in line with the ear as well.
The armpit to ear.
So relax the neck, let the shoulder drop. Feel that shoulder blade wrap the ribs. Do one more. I'm going to not push you. I'm going to watch you from the front get that chest opened up a little more. And she's going to feel it way more on her lat the more open we got. Back that way. You're good. Very disorienting. Wait till you get to the other side. So now straighten that knee. That's it. And now keep that straight entry. And it's big. And I want this a little straighter here. And open your chest more. Pause. Don't go further down. Right there. Open your chest. That's it. And now link this hip to the shoulder. Bottom edge of the scapula. Gorgeous. There was some connectivity. Break it down. That was awesome. I've never seen her do windmill. Windmills are hard. And that was like pro. That was really good. So there's a lot to it. Should we do the other side? Or should we just move on? Okay, perfect. Do that.
I'll get in a couple. I'll try to do it. Can you do the cue thing again?
It's going to be a different side. And a lot of times that knee is going to want to unbend too. So before you go, just tell that quad what's up. Squeeze it. Sometimes stomp a little.
Boom,
And then eyes on that bell.
Eyes on the bell.
And don't drop your torso below parallel. So your shoulders won't go below your hips. Push into me. That's it. Now, that's it. Big chest. Keep pushing. Now pause, don't go anywhere. I want to get you vertical. So you're pretty close. And now rotate these ribs more. Push into that leg. I promise you can get further if you push. Now drive your hip up underneath the scap. Stomp that right heel isometrically. Corkscrew, 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 face the wall. Perfect. Do it again. Straight knee. That's okay. You straight while you're in there. Honestly, keep pushing you and keep not falling. Good. Big open neck. So that bell's drifting over your head. Lift your tail, lift your chest. There you go. Now you feel you got some more control from the lat. Not from your hand, not from the shoulder. From this big back muscle that's linking your foot up to that bell. And that's your connection point. Do one more, and I'm not going to push you. I'm going to watch you. And relax. So in this moment, let it go. Put that energy down. Where the feet are, face is calm. Yep. And now you act like you know it because you do. Lift that tail. Let the left knee bend and soften. That's it. Good. That's the best one I've seen you do. Feel that vine all the way up your body. Gorgeous. Break that down. That was good. Let's take a warm-up deadlift.
Yeah, let's
just do it. Let's jump in. It's time. And then, I guess this is what freedom and flow discipline is. My structure is what I want to do with the deadlift. But the flow is we're integrating, we're waking the body up, and it just feels like time. So let's start getting a couple warm-ups here. Now, I play back and forth. I was deadlifting earlier today, and I was doing sumo, but conventional was like my mainstay. So right now I'm on the deadlift. I'm doing it twice a week. Yeah. So one day I do sumo, one day I do conventional. So pick your flavor. What would you want to do?
Let's go conventional.
Yeah, sure. So she's got like a nice long arm span, which is great. We were talking about anatomy before. Yeah. She also has really long legs and a short torso. So
like my hip is right.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder for her. She's got further to go. Yeah. But she's got long arms, which is good. I've got a long torso, short legs. I'm a deadlifting queen, but I have short arms, so that actually does limit me a little bit. So I would say, for me, I do pretty well with sumo because of that stance. But as far as where your width looks good, I see a lot of people get too wide with their conventional.
Yeah, I've tried to work on like,
and that's it's like where her arm is the longest.
Yeah.
That's going to be the shortest trajectory. So I wouldn't stand outside where your shoulder naturally drops. So that looks pretty good. Not rigid necessarily, but at relaxed where they're going to drop down. And then you want that bar right over mid-foot and roll it back to the ankles with those tightening lats.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What would your suggestion be like for my specific anatomy? Like I always felt like, they say you keep it close, like shave your legs, all that. But because I have like longer legs for my body type, like for my actual height, would you say maybe it could come out more so I could get more, I could load more? Like what would you, I could try it out.
I would probably actually have to see. Because in my opinion, and this is because I've not seen it yet, I don't think that's gonna get your hips necessarily back more, it being out more, if you're tight into your position. So it's kind of that lifting your chest more. And so that's what I'll say kind of if you have me on a decent profile. There's so many schools of thought, but you'll see a lot of people lifting from here and it's straight hip extension. My hips are a little below my shoulders, but not enough. And my low back is loaded. And I deadlifted like that for a long time and I was missing a lot of my legs. I don't want to be this low where my hips are in line with my knee, but I do want to be a little lower than I think where I first started. So that's where I treat it like leg press, leg press, leg press. When that bar gets to the knees, kettlebell swing, and we all know that. So, not all of us, but us too. So it's easier that way because I can recruit more of my legs. But at the same time, when I made that switch, I was weaker for a minute because I hadn't trained down
What's going to help me is finding that point, like we talk about kind of opening or feeling like your glutes like almost open up and expand. Like when I find that pocket, okay, boom, I felt it. That's when I'm ready. to push.
Yeah, that's that foot corkscrew, and you're gonna corkscrew the whole way up, and you'll keep an open pelvic floor where you don't shut down.
Okay.
So if I lose the corkscrew, anything can kind of happen.
Yeah.
But when I've got the feet telling me what to do, the foot is talking directly to my pelvic floor.
So you don't gotta think about that.
You don't have to think about it. I mean, do, but not as much as, one back and forth. Once it's heavy, I'm either gonna go pelvic floor, back and forth, or, things just happen.
Yeah,
But
when it's exactly when it's heavy.
so just getting tight to it, I think will get your hamstring back. So big roll back with shoulders, but feel that full back too. And eyes up on that red strip. And then shoot up, scraping the legs, and that looks good. Now pause. I want your chest to be lifting on all sides. So you feel that like pride, where that feels like almost like maybe a little arrogant, but like good. That's where you want to be. So it's like we'll have this load pulling us down. So if we get up straight, this isn't exactly as straight as that. But if we almost overdo it, so it's the load is here. So I've got to shoot up. But I'm not thinking my chest is just on this side, I'm thinking this side too. And it's that cylindrical torso where in reality it's the lever system. My hips are driving forward, but the other end of the lever has to do intentional work. And it's that rocket ship up of the entire torso, not just my chest, not just my back, and not just my head, but like the trifecta.
Okay.
So do it again, and you have it perfectly because you understand what I'm saying. This is like perfect say and then example.
Exactly. I mean, that's how we learn. So.
And then at that top of that deadlift, do you feel your feet? Other important question. Yes. And now inhale slow, feel the feet carry you. So do that corkscrew and long belly as you go down. Yeah, so the corkscrew outward is happening all the way down and all the way up. That's the isometric that doesn't change. Now I need to do that again and tap, don't settle. Kiss the ground, stand back up. Keep that tension momentum. Down, up, real reflexive, but now let it tap. And give it just enough. So there's speed at the top, but control. Big lats. Dragon wings at the top of this one too. I don't know why I'm loving the dragon right now, but I am. Good. And set it down soft. And relax and walk away.
Lost it on that one.
You look good. You look good. And some of it is that it's lightweight. So we can start to treat the lightweight like heavyweight, and that's something Marty Gallagher will say it, Poliquin will say it, like all the coaches that are entering through different reasons and doing tempo for different reasons. It is treating it like heavyweight in a way because then I know it. If I'm throwing the weight around, then my body's not really able to move a gradient, and so it can't move the gradient upward necessarily if it can't move it downward. So for example, and I'll just throw this out here. Now, I can swing a 60 kilo, or I can swing a 10 kilo. And maybe I'll just show this example. I won't grab a 60 because I don't think it's over here. I'll do the 40 and the 10 kilo. And just to see that it's gonna look the same.
Yeah.
And that's really what I call body integrity. And when I
want to say something real quick. With everything that Katie's talking here about, like with just like weight and just like feel and how heavyweight can feel like lightweight, it's your body doesn't know weight. That's I always talk about that. Like your body literally has no idea how much like a good thing. And so I think that's a cool.
And it's gonna embed like the training.
So it's the how you do it. It's how you treat it. How you float it, like how slow or whatever you're doing.
And so this thing here, you won't see it float very high. But if you watch the mechanics of where my torso comes up, how my hips come through, and how open the chest is, that's gonna look the same as this tiny little weight. And I'll tell you number one, why, because I know where my feet are. And they are super rooted. It could look like this, because I got too excited with that big belt. I also know where my body mechanics are and how to maintain that energy and treat the weight the right way. But number one, it's the rooting, because that's what's sending the signals all the way up the body. So from 40 to 10 kilos,
it looks the same and it should. But I'll tell you, it was more of a skill for me to learn how to make the lightweight look heavy than to get myself up to that big weight. So I think that that's something important to actually
Control is way harder.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go back to windmill. Well, you did windmill, but I want you to just try, maybe just do one of these. Because it's really just about the togetherness of the back. My opinion for women, where we're gonna lose it is just the way we're built. For the most part, it's gonna be because our lats lose it. We'll get off the ground. Hips to upper body, we're a little bit stronger than men. Upper body to lower body, men are a little bit stronger than women. It's just kind of the ratio of the way our bodies work. So I'll probably get it off the ground, but if my lats break, the whole back breaks. And then I've got nothing left. So I do a lot of things that are gonna keep the back open and move it in different angles. So that's why we played with windmill a little bit. It was to find the togetherness of the body, but it was also to keep that really strong lat flyer.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is add a weight. And this is just gonna be underneath me now. So here I'm gonna push back, keep my togetherness, and I'm gonna actually, you might see a spiral, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna corkscrew in here too. So you see me corkscrew my body, the bells, and the feet, and then nothing changes on the way up or down. So I'm finding a togetherness that I want to hold on deadlift too. So maybe we do 2 of those each side, just to feel it, throw in a set of pull-ups, add a little bit of weight.
Perfect.
Cool, let's do that. Go ahead and grab one overhead, you got it.
So I like how they rolled that up.
This is like the second time ever, and now we're adding another bell, so it's like, that's a big deal. So eyes on that bell, really long torso. And you're just gonna look for it by opening the ribs. Go underhand with your right hand. Yeah. Big collarbone stretch, more neck space. That's it. Now finding the corkscrew at the bottom, everything externally rotates, and now start to stand underneath it. Spreading upward into that perfect rotation. Do one more. And I might do like a set of 3 or 5. Big open tail. Feel the pelvic floor rising. Chest up, tail up. More. Yes, good. Yeah, good. The hard part is holding that togetherness the whole way up and down. I know she's loaded on both ends. Go ahead and take it down. Do the other side. To break it down on this side. Do the other side for 2. And this is almost the hardest part, is reorienting the other side.
My brain's like,
yeah. And
this is like brain food though.
And it is, I just want to turn on more of the body. And as I said, we're getting the structure of the back to be broader, wider, hold weight, now moving in awkward, unknown positions. But at the end of the day, it's like nervous system medicine. So the more we can kind of charge up, the more I know is going to show up for a big lift. So, go ahead. Carry on. Good. Now, yeah, and I want you to find that stability up there. So don't let that I'll tell you what to do. Anchor it. And when I anchor it, you see it's my hip and my shoulder interacting. Those that want to be out of the way. Yeah.
Never wear things on your wrist, you know.
I'm gonna plug kettle PRT.
There you go.
And I'm gonna put that over her wrist.
Yes, yes.
A kettlebell and lifting competition that we started 4 years ago, and we host now once a year, usually twice a year. We just shifted things. So yeah, that's happening. Teresa's competing next spring, so
It's happening. It's
there you
confirmed.
go. There
We're
you
gonna
go.
be there. It's gonna be all fine. But yeah, wear these, you know, to protect your wrist.
Yeah.
Super helpful, and don't be a rookie.
Yeah.
You wear bracelets and watches.
Exactly.
That's right.
So I would have those
I'm gonna
even
probably
out
get
of the way, and then yeah. Oh well, then you don't even need it.
It's all good, you know.
Weird anyway. To feel
I
better.
don't have to be cool with my bracelets right now. We're working out, so get my little kettlebell.
I've definitely had kettlebell indentations from bracelets and like really wanting to wear the bracelets and work out, and it's just
It's like not even worth it.
not a good look. So yeah, you look good. Right, so go to the head. And now find your neck space. And let the neck space be because your lat is firing.
Oh, okay.
And
I
now
see what you
hold
mean.
that. So go really slow and not let that elbow bend and not let this separate from that position. And now go down. Good. Big open chest. Rib rotation will give you everything you need. Straighten that knee. That's it. more. And now you gotta find that stability in line with the lat and start to drive up. Oh, reach forward a little. There it is. You just gotta wait for me. Now start to stand. I'm gonna kind of stay together with you. Keep the tail lifted. Keep corkscrewing in. There. Yeah. Good. Perfect. I feel everything. Do it again. So many stabilizers turning on. Big chest. Big tail. Feel a long torso. There you go. Gorgeous. That was beautiful. Yeah, and you feel like you want to bring it back in. Slightly. Yeah.
Finally.
Bring that down. Yeah, that was a really nice discovery, and you can see it in the tissues. That lat was probably the strongest lat firing on either side. In connectivity to the leg. So that was cool. Let's do some pull-ups. What you got? So 10, so 8, so 7. I'll do it with you.
Let's do a set of 8.
All right, let's do a set of 8.
Dropping in?
Yeah, why not?
Ready?
Yeah. 2.
Oh, she's up. Here we go.
And then she goes to her. Hope you're not vegan. It's a joke because we're vegan. Oh. Just so you do it like 1 second. I think I'm gonna watch it.
The lats are on. I think you'll be able to grip that bar better. And it's really, I'm not necessarily going to crush my pull-ups on a deadlift day, but I do want to do that. Because it's just, it's activation. And you feel it on your pull-ups too, it's activation of your core. We're developing linkage to the low body. Now I loaded like 15 more pounds on each side, so just know that. Tell your feet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and then at the bottom of that, big inflated ribs. Let that air sit here, not up in the throat. Feel that control at the top, where the light weights head. Let the feet through, tell you where you're at. That's it. Yeah. One more. Suction the crown of it out. Yes. That was like earth energy running through the toes. Good. That was good. Love that. The rest. Let's do that pull-up again. And then I'm going to throw in something. So, actually, I'll just introduce this because we talked about it. It's the bench press. It's kind of complicated. But this is another little kind of progression that I might take from my windmills. And I like to do them on bench press days because it's a lot of open mobility in the thoracic, but I do like to throw them in on deadlift days for the same reason that my lat has to work really hard. A bench press is essentially, it's like the lost exercise of strongman, but it's the lat pressing the bell in connectivity with my hips. It's not my shoulder doing it. And so you probably understand it just visually. I don't care like if you have a fitness background or not, you'll see where the bell is, and if the lat is kind of where I'm connecting out of. And so
helping you too.
yeah, totally. So the tension is there. And then what I'm going to do, because I'm going to grab a slightly lighter weight. No, not whatever. I'm going to add a couple swings at the end. That's what I was going to grab lighter because I'm tired. So, not really. It's the grittiness,
It's called the grit,
right?
guys.
It's the grit now.
Yes.
So I'm going to do the bench press. I'm going to get that lat nice and tired, and then I'm going to throw some swings in, I'd say, because I'm intuitively training towards the deadlift. And the top half of the deadlift is the swing. And I'm also trying to get these lats to do some real work. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to go crazy. I might do 1 or 2 sets like this. My intention is still to get a bigger deadlift. It's not to max out bench presses today. So. I'm going to do 1 more of those because that went a little easier than I thought. I can't press this weight, so you know it's not coming from my shoulder. It's a lot of windmill action. My tail is lifted, and then I'm coming underneath the weight as I'm pressing out of the leg. And now, I bet I can't even rack it without some help. So now you know my arm is not swinging it. Where we catch the bell is proud open chest, and it looks like the top of the deadlift. And that's what I was just saying to Teresa, was you gotta see yourself at the top of where you're trying to go. So even before I do those big lifts, I'm doing a little visualization of where am I going? And then I play with where I'm going. And then I visualize, and then I go where I'm going.
I'm just gonna rewatch this video when it's up and just like perfect that because that is the hardest move.
It's
ever.
complicated.
And then she did some swings, some single bell swings after. Yeah, that's a lot.
And it is a lot, and it is practicing. And it's practicing through it, and it's knowing that my body can do it, anybody's body can do it. We're just human bodies. It's just how you decide to play in it. Yeah. So let's do another set of pull-ups.
Okay.
And then I want to give you some double swings because it's a little more awkward. It's going to give you a little more.
I've never done double swings.
Oh, great. So let's do this because we're talking all about neural firing and waking up that activity. Never done it. So she's gonna go pull-ups, maybe let's just do 5, 10 double swings, and then I'm gonna add some push-ups on the neuro grips because those are pretty crazy and destabilizing / turning on the stabilizers. So yeah, and that might be all I end up doing at this point. This might be a heavier warm-up, but I'm getting auxiliary work almost on the back end. And then I'll finish the deadlifts and then probably do some like conditioning. I like to do snatches on deadlift day because it's very similar to that movement. So let's do that little circuit.
About 5
We'll
of
see
them?
how, 5 of those. We'll go 10 on the swing. Double swings are always awkward, so don't worry how you feel. I bet they'll look awesome. And then these guys you're going to take through the legs with the thumbs pointing down. So you probably come from that side. And every time it comes to the legs, I'll just show you, the thumbs are going to do a down turn. And you see the release of the tongue.
Actually, you taught this when I used to work at FFC. I remember you and Robert teaching this.
Yeah. And now he's back there. Yep. So take a big step back. She wants some launching ground because we get some backspin on that. Yeah, that wing down.
Boom.
Yeah. So I don't think about twist the other way up because all I have to do is think wing spread.
Okay.
And then I think about pouring out 2 drinks on the way down. That was the cue someone gave me. And that always worked. I think it was Rob. I think it's, you're at a frat party, you're pouring out 2 beers.
Hey, whatever.
I know that trick.
Whatever.
So you want the V pointing towards you. So thumbs are gonna go that way. If you're pouring the drinks out, it goes that
So
way.
I already start there, so I'm not turning. Okay.
You start
I was
there.
thinking,
And then just yeah. And then you'll have a little more readiness. Eyes up, chest up.
Don't think
Into
about
those
it.
hammies. I know they're long. There it is. Yep. That's it. A big chest. Feel the back open and spread. Yes. Beautiful. Now where the feet are. Give them that attention. Rooting the inner heel down. Lean back into that heel and ankle. Awesome.
Oh my God. That's
And now our nervous system is super jazzed out.
Yes.
We're gonna take these guys, and my intention is to keep that big back spread. So I'm not gonna drop it at the bottom and go to my depth. I'm gonna keep neutrality and never let my shoulder get too far forward or too far back. So let's do 5 of those.
okay. These are neuro grips, you guys.
These are crazy.
Kind of similar to doing like ring push-ups. If you guys have ever tried like going in the ring, just like for the instability to create some
Ring push-ups are harder for sure, in my opinion.
You think they're harder?
I think ring push-ups are
This
harder.
seems hard to me.
Does it? You know, probably because I've spent more time on it.
You're just like, I'm just walking these.
Yeah, right? I brought bear crawl weight out. I'm like, yeah. I've done that with the weight and those.
Some real push-ups, so I can getting that position.
Here, honoring the arches in her back is just as important as not falling, because that's how the integrity in the body is going to get the best signal. Yes, good. And if she does feel like she's going to bail out, sometimes that tremble hits you, the knee's going to come to the ground, and that'll be a kickstand.
I was trying to make it harder, but it's not.
Don't do that right now. You're amazing. You could go even wider. Think of yourself like a triangle. Yeah, that shake is something. You know, it's neurons turning on. It's not that she's not strong. It's that her body hasn't felt this before. Careful, careful, careful. Push through those toes. Yes. I'd make that it. And I think that's honoring your training.
Yeah.
I think that's the flow. I'll do 3 next time. I'll do 4 next time. But that looked like it to me. And
I felt like it was it.
great. That was awesome. So let's go back here. Because I know more is turned on in that body. Because
Like I said, I knew she was gonna kill me today. It's fine. How many can you?
So let's go for just like 3 3 to 5, see how it's feeling. And now, I really, at this point, would say, if I want to get more sets at that stuff, I will. I might play with swings, whatever. But now it's probably going to become more about the deadlift.
Okay.
I'm going from deadlift to like maybe bridges, maybe more band
So,
walks,
more movement for you guys.
mobility. So it's not just deadlift, rest, deadlift, rest. I'm still doing little things and threading things in that are important to me to that workout. But now I'm getting heavier, so I don't want to distract too much.
Okay.
That was a nice warm up, but I don't want it to take away from
the grit
just
and all that.
stillness. Sometimes there's a nervous system set and then the lift.
Okay, I
Yeah. Big proud chest. See yourself at the top. Gorgeous. You probably see how the movement looks better on her as the weight got heavier. And it's just a strong athlete. That's how we are. And that's where you can see that treating the light weights like they're heavy is actually a skill. It's not easy. Especially when you come from beast mode. Nice job, girl.
Yeah.
Awesome. That looks good.
So good.
Yeah.
All that stuff
Yeah.
helps me out, guys.
And there's, you know, the standing up at the swing is great. And I like to do, you know, if I want to add some more like volume conditioning, I might do hand-to-hand swings afterwards because it doesn't round as much into you, so it's not as exhaustive because you're releasing it at the top. Or if I want something more exhaustive or I'm still trying to warm up how to get that big, proud stand up in the torso, double cleans are great because you got to catch that weight. It's not just swinging out on you, it's landing on you. So it's kind of like, what's going to speak back to the deadlift is usually just what's in my mind. And it could be different any day. It's playing. Yeah. So, yeah.
I hope that you guys got something out of this because it felt cool to be like an athlete being coached.
Yeah.
So, we gotta do more of these.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm just
for
gonna,
sure.
you know, I'm just gonna throw you on the schedule. I know you didn't even ask,
I like
you know,
that.
we're just gonna do a little work here. But
yeah. And I'll work out next time. I'll have a plan. This is more me like, showing you what I would do.
We gotta do
we'll do a
session
full meat session
next time. But
meathead session.
Definitely, you know.
I just said meat.
We're nerds. It's fine. Just let's be free. But yeah, look forward to next time hitting it with you.
Yeah.
But this was probably way more beneficial to the team here and to your followers, your followers as well. So thank you so much, Katie.
Yeah,
you're awesome.
thank you.
I'm gonna give you a sweaty hug because you're awesome.
Please do.
Yes.
Yeah. As coaches, we're used to sweaty hugs.
It's fine. It's fine. So you guys hit up Katie again.
Yeah,
she's everywhere. Come to class. I know I am gonna hit up class. So
It's a tribe.
Definitely want to hit up the tribe. So all right, guys. We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of a different video today. I know I did. I didn't expect to be sweating this much, but she killed me. So until next time, TB and Katie out.
Thank you.
Yes.